Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. When it comes to college football, we all know it's never too early to start looking ahead. And that is exactly what we're doing today with our way too early top 25 for this upcoming college football season. We're about 1 week removed from the end of the 2022 season, and we're ready to start talking about the 2023 season. So we're going to jump into these ranking, guys, giving you our explanation and reasoning for why we have these teams ranked where they are. Of course, these might change before the preseason starts in August, for the preseason rankings are released in August, but this is what we have right now, just an early preview for this upcoming season. So let's go ahead and jump into it right up here at the top with the reigning national champions in Georgia. That should come as no surprise, right? 15-0 Georgia, national champions, 2 in a row now, looking for a three-peat. And yes, they lose a handful of key starters. They lost a lot of starters last year. Still won the national championship. They're going to have Carson Beck more than likely taking over at quarterback. Brock Bowers is back. They added Ra Thomas from Mississippi State, the leading receiver for the Bulldogs, and Dominic Lovett in from Missouri, the leading receiver for the Tigers. They're just reloading offensively. Yeah, they lose Stetson Bennett and a couple other key playmakers, but they're reloading offensively. The defense always strong under Kirby Smart. Georgia, the number 1 team in the country, and they have one of the easiest schedules in the country for this upcoming season. Very well could make another national championship in 2023. Georgia, number 1, followed by Michigan. You know, this might come as a surprise to people, but they went 13-1, guys. They were 6 points away from making the national championship and playing Georgia. They returned J.J. McCarthy at quarterback. They returned Blake Corum at running back. Got injured late in the season, decided to come back. Donovan Edwards is going to be alongside him. They returned 8 starters projected on defense. The kicker here is going to be Jim Harbaugh. If he stays at Michigan, we like him at 2. If he leaves for the NFL, we drop Michigan a few spots. Still a top 10 team, but not number 2. So this is number 2, dependent solely on Jim Harbaugh. Number 3, Alabama. 11-2, won the Sugar Bowl over Kansas State. Biggest storyline for them coming into the season is Jalen Milroe or Ty Simpson. Who is going to be the starting quarterback for Alabama after the departure of Bryce Young? The dynasty for the Crimson Tide is not over. They're still one of the best teams in the country. I think many people could agree Alabama would have given Georgia a much tougher fight in the national championship than TCU. Bama's going to be just fine, but the quarterback question is what's going to surround this team for the majority of the offseason. Number 4, Ohio State, 11-2, lost the semifinal by 1 point to Georgia. They lose their star quarterback as well in C.J. Stroud. More than likely going to be Kyle McCord at quarterback, but it could be somebody else. But you got McCord, you've got Marvin Harrison Jr., you've got a Mekhi Egbuka at wide receiver. You've got a lot of talent there on offense for Ohio State, projected to return 7 starters defensively as well. They're going to have Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator, should be just fine on that side of the ball, especially in year 2 under his system. So Ohio State, to us, still a top 4 team to start the year. And again, this is a team that narrowly lost to Georgia. We're 1 kick away from playing for a national championship. Number 5, Florida State. Yes, Florida State's going to be the real deal in 2023. 10-3 on the year last year. 7 projected starters back on offense, including Jordan Travis. 9 projected starters back on defense, including guys like Fabian Lovett, Jared Verse, surprised a lot of people by returning. And they added Fentrell Cypress in at cornerback, one of the best cornerbacks on the market. So this is going to be a very, very good Florida State team, guys. It carries a lot of momentum in the 2023. And they're going to open the year up against LSU in Orlando, who's the number 6 team on our list. 10 returning starters projected on offense for LSU, including their star quarterback in Jaden Daniels. The entire offensive line, they're going to have to utilize the transfer portal a lot to build up that defense, but LSU, guys, the real deal. And that's going to be a heck of a matchup, a top 10 matchup to start the year in Orlando between the Seminoles and the Tigers. Penn State in at number 7. They lose some key starters as well, but Drew Aller at quarterback is a guy that a lot of people are excited to watch. Sean Clifford gone. Aller is in. How will he do? That's $1 million question. But they have a running back duo with Kayshawn Allen and Nick Singleton, one of the best in the country last year as a young squad. Will be even better this year. Penn State, the real deal, won the Rose Bowl. A lot of momentum carrying this season for James Franklin. They're going to be dangerously good in the Big Ten. Tennessee coming in at number 8. Joe Milton possibly being the quarterback for Tennessee. Hendon Hooker gone, but Milton shined in the Orange Bowl over Clemson. A lot of talent returning for Tennessee, guys. Yes, they lose Cedric Tillman, they lose Jalen Hyatt, but they'll rebuild offensively easily. 6 projected starters returning on that side of the ball. To me, they are a preseason top 10 team. Oregon in at number 9. 10-3 on the year, won that thriller over North Carolina in their bowl game. 6 projected starters back on offense, none bigger than Bo Nix. He alone is going to give Oregon a chance at just about in every single game that they play. But they do have to replace 4 offensive linemen and need a better defense. So Year 2 under Dan Lanning, a defensive-minded coach, should rectify that. But Oregon to us, still, right now, the Pac-12 favorite heading into 2023. Of course, things could change well before the season starts in 8-9 months. And then rounding out the top 10, Washington, 11-2. 7 projected starters back on offense and defense. Michael Penix is back. Year 2 under Kalen DeBoer. They do have to replace a lot of their offensive line. They have to replace their top 2 tacklers. That's a huge miss for Washington. But you win 11 games in year 1 under your head coach. You have the #1 passing attack in the country, and that quarterback's returning. Yeah, that's top 10 caliber right here. Pac-12 guys, going to be a lot of fun in 2023. So that is our top 10. We'll go through the rest of the top 25 relatively quickly. But again, if you've made it this far, we appreciate you guys watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, guys. We have a lot of exclusive content there to get you through this offseason. Again, we got preseason predictions, exclusive analysis, exclusive videos, exclusive offers with some of our partners. Go check it out. The link for that all down in the description. Over to the second column. We'll go quick here. Notre Dame, Sam Hartman. That alone, the best transfer quarterback on the market, transfer from Wake Forest to Notre Dame, gives the Fighting Irish a chance. Disappointing 2022 season. Could have been a lot worse. When you lose to Ohio State, and you lose to Marshall, and you lose to Stanford, it could have been a lot worse. They still finished 9-4 with a big bowl win over South Carolina. Hartman comes in, offensive line is stacked, top 3 running backs are back. This is a dangerous Notre Dame team, guys, that really should get to that high level that we expect to see in 2022. Expect to see it in year 2 under Marcus Freeman. So the Fighting Irish, 11th for us. Ahead of USC, yes, Caleb Williams returning, the Heisman winner, is huge for Lincoln Riley. Landing the linebacker Mason Cobb from Oklahoma State. That is huge for this defense, but can USC actually win the big games? They were 1 win away from making the college football playoff and then blew a huge lead in the final minutes to Tulane in the Cotton Bowl. How does that resonate with the team going forward? How does Lincoln Riley utilize the transfer portal? Can they win the Pac-12? That's $1 million question. A lot of losses offensively, but Caleb Williams being back gives them a chance, just like Oregon does with Bo Nix. Clemson in at 13. The addition of Garrett Riley as offensive coordinator is huge, huge, huge. Clemson getting him to pair up with Kate Klubnik is huge for the Tigers, who we're expecting about 16 starters coming into this upcoming season. That is huge for this Clemson team, guys. They're going to be dangerous again. They won the ACC in 2022. Yes, they did not win the Orange Bowl. They didn't even make the playoff. They could do it this next year if Klubnik takes the strides we expect with Garrett Riley. The issue for Clemson these last few years was the offense. Riley can immediately fix that in year 1. A huge addition for the Tigers. Not top 10 caliber in our eyes, but they'll be there pretty quick. Utah in at 14, 10-4, lost the Rose Bowl because Cam Rising got hurt. But guess what? Cam Rising coming back. Again, Pac-12, especially at the quarterback position, going to be a lot of fun in 2023. They're going to have to lean more on the defense. Rising doesn't have much help on offense. The defense, traditionally strong, though. To me, this is a top 15 team, the reigning Pac-12 champions. Kyle Whittingham, never count him out. Utah in at 14, ahead of the national runner-up in TCU. Losing a lot on offense, guys. Max Duggan's gone. Kendre Miller's gone. Quentin Johnston's gone. Defense certainly needs some work after what we saw in that national championship game. They lose their offensive coordinator in Garrett Riley. Huge loss there. So TCU, guys, is still a dangerous team in the Big 12. They'll be one of the Big 12 favorites, especially with the new additions coming in this year. You got your BYUs and your UCFs and Cincinnati's, guys like that. But not a top 10 caliber team to start the year. TCU in at 15. Oregon State, they won 10 games. Talk about Jonathan Smith doing a phenomenal job with the Beavers. 10 wins in 2022. They had DJ Uiagalelei to try to give the offense a spark. The Beavers were 11th out of 12 when it came to passing offense in the Pac-12. DJ Uiagalelei should fix that. The majority of the offensive line is back. Will have great protection. They're going to be a Pac-12 favorite this year. Again, talk about depth in that conference. We've already talked about it. I mean, you got Oregon, Washington, USC, Utah, Oregon State. This is a dangerous, dangerous conference, guys. It's going to be one of the most entertaining to watch this upcoming season. Texas in at 17. Yes, they're a top 20 team. Is it going to be Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning? That's $1 million question. That's going to be the fun storyline to watch heading into the season. Will it be Ewers or the highly touted freshman and Manning? Texas, though, 8 wins in second year under Steve Sarkisian. Should be a top 20 team to start the year. Whether they play like one remains to be seen. Kansas State in at 18. 10-4 on the year this last year. Return 8 starters offensively, about 6 defensively. They lose Deuce Vaughn, huge loss, but as long as Will Howard sticks around, he gives them a fighting chance. Did a phenomenal job filling in for Adrian Martinez. Chris Kleiman's defense is traditionally strong. Kansas State, another major favorite to repeat as Big 12 champions in 2023. Texas Tech, they're going to be a dangerous team. Return a lot, about 16 starters total, including 9 offensively, led by Tyler Shugg, the star quarterback for the Red Raiders. They have a loaded wide receiver core. The defense is improving under Joey McGuire. They're going to be good guys. They're going to be dangerous. And they have an early season matchup against Oregon later in 2023. That's going to really show us how good Texas Tech can truly be. If you're looking for a team that could go win the Big 12, that's kind of unexpected, maybe the 2023 version of Kansas State, look no further than Texas Tech. North Carolina rounding out the top 20. Drake May, a major reason why they're here. Major reason why they're going to be a top 20 team is because of Drake May. Phenomenal quarterback, great arm, won 9 games for North Carolina last year, was the ACC runner-up. They are in a wide-open Coastal Division, and the offense is going to be what keeps them in the games across the entirety of the year. Love this North Carolina team. Kind of faltered down the stretch last year. I don't expect that to be the case this upcoming year. Final 5, Tulane coming in finally as a group of 5 team. 12-2, won the Cotton Bowl. Yeah, they deserve to be a top 25 team to start the year. The problem is they lose a lot of talent, guys. Michael Pratt's coming back at quarterback, which is huge, but they lose their star running back in Ty J. Spears. They lose Deuce Watts. They lose Shea Wyatt. They lose a lot of the offensive production from last year. 6 guys coming back on offense, projected. 6 coming back on defense, also projected. But Tulane is probably going to be the favorite in the American Conference, especially with the loss of so many of their competitors, such as Cincinnati and UCF and guys like that. So Tulane, watch out for them. Could easily be a New Year's Six Bowl team again in 2023. Iowa, Wisconsin, both out of the Big Ten. How are they in here? Well, you're forgetting, guys. Iowa still won 8 games. The offense was atrocious, and yet they still won 8 games and annihilated Kentucky in their bowl game. The defense was phenomenal. The offense should get a little bit of a boost with the addition of Cade McNamara from Michigan, one of the highly touted transfer quarterbacks. He landed at Iowa. Could give Iowa the offensive boost that they need. Pair it with a strong defense. Sky's the limit for the Hawkeyes. Same for Wisconsin. Sky's the limit for them with Luke Fickell. He's doing a phenomenal job in Madison. Already added a star quarterback in Tanner Mordecai. You've already got Braylon Allen. The defense traditionally strong. He is utilizing the transfer portal like Wisconsin has never seen. He's transforming the offense like Wisconsin has never seen. They haven't even played a game yet. This is going to be a dangerous Wisconsin team, guys. Very, very dangerous. These could be your top 2 teams in the Big Ten West in Iowa and Wisconsin. I love what Luke Fickell's doing. They're a top 25 team for me to start the year, despite only going 7-6 in 2022. Ole Miss had a horrible year to close. 7-0 start. 8-5 is what they finished. They went 1-5 down the stretch, but they should return Jackson Dart. They obviously are going to have Quinshon Judkins, one of the best running backs in the country, back with them. Should return about 6 starters defensively. So Lane Kiffin's squad, despite the poor start, should be a fringe top 25 team to start. The offense alone, especially the rushing game, will be enough to keep them in some games this year. So give me Ole Miss at 24 and give me UTSA at 25. They can't get a bowl game. They can't seem to get a bowl win under Jeff Traylor, but they won 11 games. They won the Conference USA again. Frank Harris is coming back. Zachary Franklin's coming back. They're making their debut in the AAC. This is the team that very well could finally contend for a New Year's Six Bowl game because of the move up in conference, and the amount of talent they have come back, especially offensively, should be enough to make them a double-digit win team again this year. So watch out for the Roadrunners, guys. Love them at 25. Sneaky good team. The Group of 5 race, once again, are going to be a lot of fun in 2023. So there you have it, guys. It was a long explanation, but we want to tell you why we have these teams ranked where they are. And I'm sure this is going to cause no debate whatsoever. I'm sure everybody will agree with this top 25. But leave your top 25 down in the comments, guys. We're 1 week out, 1 week removed from the end of the 2022 season. We're already talking about next year. Let's get it going. Let's start the discussion. Who's too high? Who's too low? Who's ranked that shouldn't be? Who's not ranked that should be? Leave it in the comments below. Let's get it started because the 2023 season, guys, starts today. So, guys, thank you as always. Thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and, of course, check out everything down in the description below. A lot of exclusive content and offers there, guys, not just for this college football season, but for the remainder of the NFL season as well. Make sure to go give it a look. Again, all great stuff down there that will help you become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.